What is up, guys? Welcome back to the GW27 channel. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded a video in like 8 months or whatever it is. But I'm back today, and because we're in lockdown and I'm really bored, I decided to come back to this channel. And I'm going to do Bundesliga predictions. But first of all, today, can we hit 2 likes? Yes, 2 likes, guys. I would really appreciate it if we could get 2 likes, because I don't know, I haven't been on this channel for a long time. Everyone's probably forgotten about it, so that would be greatly appreciated. Starting off with tonight's match, the Berlin derby, Hertha Berlin versus Union Berlin. Now this is a really tough one to predict. Union won the last match 1-0, but that was at their home, and they actually had fans there. So it would be interesting to see how different it would be in the 70,000 capacity Olympic Stadium with no fans. Hertha have the home advantage, but no fans. And both sides have got some good players. I didn't think Hertha would win last week against Hoffenheim. They absolutely smashed them. They've got a lot of good talent on their books, especially Brazilian winger Matheus Cunha, who joined from RB Leipzig in January, and he looks to be a great signing for them. Union lost their last match against Bayern 2-0, and they weren't that good in that game, but they usually aren't very like that. So it's such a big game, and it's in the biggest city in Germany, but they've got no fans there. But I think Hertha will be good with the home advantage, even though only one side in the Bundesliga won at home last week. So I'm going to predict a Hertha 1-0 win. Next up, Freiburg versus Werder Bremen. Freiburg are like the German Burnley. They have a bunch of fine players, not any outstanding ones. They play kind of defensive football, I guess, and they're from a town that's not as big as the other cities in the league. So they could have won last week at RB Leipzig. They nearly won, but they had a goal ruled out for offside and got a 1-1 draw, which is quite impressive considering how RB Leipzig have been this season. But Werder Bremen have been awful this year. I mean, they lost their last match 4-1 against Bayer Leverkusen, and they don't look like scoring, they can't defend, and yeah, I just don't think there's going to be a good result for them. I'm going to go for a Freiburg 2-1 win. Next up, Borussia Dortmund back away against Wolfsburg. Now this is an interesting game because both these sides are quite good, and I think Dortmund smashed Wolfsburg last time they played, but it's going to be difficult to tell for this one because it's Wolfsburg at home, and they've got a good side. However, they only beat an average Augsburg side at the last minute in their last game, and Borussia Dortmund are lethal. They won 4-0 against their derby rivals, and I don't think they'll be able to beat that. But Dortmund's talent is obviously much better than Wolfsburg's, and I think Dortmund could come away with a 2-0 win with Haaland and someone else on the score sheet. Next up, a huge match at the top of the table, Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Bayer Leverkusen. Wow, what a match this will be. Both sides got a good win in the last game. Both were away wins as well. So I don't know how this is going to go. Both sides have got equally good talent. Probably Bayer Leverkusen have got more. The league positions say that Mönchengladbach are above them. So who knows how this one is going to go. But I do. I'm going to predict a feisty 2-2 draw, because both these sides score a lot of goals. They also concede a lot of sometimes as well, and yeah, they've got great young players, great talent, great goal scorers. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw, but who will come out on top and possibly go higher up on the table in this title race? Next game, Paderborn versus Hoffenheim. Oh wow, Paderborn got a decent result in their last game. It was 0-0 against Fortuna Düsseldorf, but they're also in the relegation zone with them, so I don't know if it's going to be Paderborn are definitely going down. They're like Norwich City, but even worse. But Hoffenheim lost their last game really badly against Hertha Inside, who I didn't know what they were going to do, but I didn't predict they would lose 3-0 at home. It just hasn't really worked out for Hoffenheim this season. Hasn't worked out for Paderborn either. I'm going to go for a Hoffenheim 1-0 win. I don't know much about either side, to be honest. Schalke versus Augsburg on Sunday at lunchtime. Schalke were awful against Dortmund. It's the first match back in the Bundesliga, and it's Schalke were poor attacking in midfield and defensively, and not to mention their goalkeeper. They have to sort that out, because that's a huge problem for them. I think Schalke will come away with this one. Augsburg are a very average side, and I don't think they lost to Wolfsburg in the last minute. I think the manager might not be there again because he went out to get toothpaste. Oh dear. I think Schalke are going to win this game 2-0. Oh, one that I missed. Bayern Munich versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, this is a very interesting one because Eintracht actually beat Bayern Munich 5-1 when they last played each other, which is quite weird to say. Bayern lost 5-1 and their manager Niko Kovac got sacked after the game. But lots of things have changed since then. Frankfurt haven't been as good as they were then, and in that last game they were pretty bad against Mönchengladbach. 2-0 down after about 7 minutes. They just didn't show much. But Bayern, in their last game against Union Berlin, it was a bit tricky for them, but they got through it thanks to Benjamin Pavard. Bayern are too good for Eintracht Frankfurt. They're going to win this 3-1, I think. Next game, Mainz versus RB Leipzig. Now, these two very interesting sides. They've got quite young teams. Somehow Mainz has got the younger team. RB Leipzig are a very good side. Leipzig's players are leagues above Mainz's players. And I think Leipzig drew at home to Freiburg in their last game, which is not a good result, really, considering they're going for the title. And Mainz, they drew away at Cologne, which is a decent result considering they're in the relegation race. Both sides have got things on the line from this match, but I think RB Leipzig are a far superior side to Mainz, and I'm going to say RB Leipzig to win 2-0. And finally, Cologne versus Fortuna Düsseldorf. Cologne is interesting. They've been alright this season. They weren't very good at the start of the season, and they were in the relegation zone, but now they've pulled themselves together and they've managed to get into mid-table, which is good for them considering they were in the second division last season. However, they drew their last game at home to Mainz, and they kind of let a 2-goal lead slip. But however, Düsseldorf have been awful this season. They're in relegation playoff place. They're in the relegation playoff place, and they don't look like scoring a goal. They can't really defend. If they drew 0-0 against Paderborn, for goodness sake, I don't think it can get worse than that. So I'm going to say Cologne will win 3-0. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video and subscribe, and leave your predictions for the Bundesliga down below, and I definitely want to hear them. If I get 5 likes, I will do these next week, and I will also upload tomorrow as well. You have my word on that. Alright then. See you guys later. Goodbye.